Good morning to you all, dear students. So today we'll start with the new chapter, okay, chapter 14. All right. So the topic that we will discuss in this uh, class is political institution, the need for government, the organs of government, meaning of parliamentary democracy, why do we need a parliament, the role and functions of democracy. All right. So this is our topic of discussion. All right. From chapter 14, institution of parliamentary democracy. All right. So let's get started. So our aim for today is students will be able to explain the political institution and what are its role and function. But before that, I want you guys also to get ready with your textbook, okay? As I explained to you, you please check from your textbook as well, alright? And you follow the explanation, alright? So the Parliament of India, alright? I'm sure all of us we have seen the Parliament of India, right? So this is the Parliament of India, okay? So what is actually a political institution? Or when I say political institution, what do you understand from political institution? Alright, so we know that government is the form of organization of the state, okay? So the state can be defined as a political organization of people in a definite territory. Alright, the four essential pillars or elements on which a state stands are population. Number one is population, territory, government, and sovereignty. Please remember PTGS. So this is the four essential pillars. All right, the four essential pillars or element on which a state stands. All right, I repeat: population, territory, government, sovereignty. All right, please remember that one. Okay, so a government is an institution that is entrusted with making and enforcing the rules of a society, as well as with regulating relation with other societies. So in order to be considered a government, a ruling body must be recognized as such by the people it purports to govern. A person or group that consider itself the leading body of a society has no power if the members of the society do not recognize the person or group as such. So in order to set up a government, right, one need to be recognized by the concerned citizens. All right, so take the example of our Nagaland state. All right, see why the NDPP are ruling Nagaland state is because of the citizens. We, the citizens, have elected them. So, in other words, we have given them the authority to rule over us. Right? So, similar is the case with political institution. Okay. In order for a government to function, it has to be recognized by the person or by a group as such. Okay. So, I hope you get it. Now see, the structure of a political system that carry out the work of governing. See, comparative. So you need to be careful, okay? Just because you see the same type of institution in two different countries. Take the example of Pakistan and India, alright? Or take the example of India and United States. Don't assume that they serve the same function for the political system because the structure of government is different in both the two countries. Alright, even though they have a similar system of government like a democratic form of government. Alright, but the structure and the functions differ. Alright, that is what the political institution might differ from one country to another country. Okay, so we study the way the particular structure operate and we study the functions they fill and then we compare. All right, so common structure that you will find that exists in most of the countries are the legislature, the executive, the judicial, the bureaucrats, the armies. All right, so these are the common structure that you will find in most of the countries. Okay, so in India, the organs of the government, that is the legislative, executive, and judiciary. Okay, so please remember that. So similarly, even in other countries, the structure may be different as to that of India. Okay, so that is all about political institution. Now, why do we need government? All right, why do we need government? So for civilized living in society, people need a system of governance. All right, so the institution looking after law and order in a society is the government. Okay, so who is looking after the people? They are the government. All right, so any institution, all right, which is looking after law, all right, in order and law and order in a society is the government. It is a body of successive bodies of person governing a state. Okay, in this way we can define government as an agency or administrative machinery through which the state realizes its objective. So government means the ruling authority. Okay, the ruling authority for a community or society or any organization with the power to make and enforce law for its member. They are the government. Okay, and what are its functions? They keep order. All right, they prevent conflict, settle them when they occur. All right, so whenever a conflict arises in the government, between any organization, it is the government to keep laws and order. Okay, to prevent conflicts that occurs within two parties, all right, or organization in a government. So also they provide security, that is military and police forces. Because of that reason, we have military, that is the army, and the police, state police or central police, okay, to provide security to the people. And also they provide public services like keep public healthy and safe. Example like fire department, driver license, taste water. All right, so those are some of the basic necessities which the government they provide public services, okay, to keep the public safe, all right, and healthy. Okay, so I hope now you are clear with the need for government. Okay, so basically we need government to keep law and order in the society. We need government to provide security to the people. We need government to provide basic public services. Okay, so what are the organs of government? So as we have learned that there are three organs of government, okay, mainly the executive, the legislative, and the judiciary. All right, so this is the organs of government: legislative, executive, and judiciary. This is how the organs or the government function, okay, under the three organs. So India is a federation, which means that there is one government at the center and another one in the states and union territories. So this government function in accordance with the norms and practices of the parliamentary system of government. Okay, so the central as well as the state government consists of three organs: legislative, the executive, and judiciary. All right, so this is a pie chart, all right, under which they are related: legislative, executive, and judiciary. So what is parliamentary democracy, or what is parliamentary government? See, the parliament is a representative body. Okay, they are the representative body. It is elected on the basis of universal adult franchise, that is free to give vote by individual who crosses 18 years and above. All right, so it is empowered to make or change a country's law. So the parliament has the power over the executive of the country as it is chosen from the elected members of the parliament. Okay, the executive, that is the union council of ministers, remain in power as long as it has the confidence of the parliament. So the parliament also controls the national budget of the country. Okay, thus in a democracy the parliament has the power to control the executive. So a democratic form of government in which the people vote for those who represent the political party they feel best represent their views of how the government should operate. That is known as parliament government. Okay, in parliament government we represent our representative. Okay, okay, we vote for our representative, right, to speak for the rights of us. Okay, so that is how we elect the leader, right? The leader they don't elect themselves. It is the citizen who elect the leader, who elect the or who elect the government. Okay, or who elect the political party. That is for the best interest of all the common people. Okay, so what is parliamentary system and how does parliament function? See, parliamentary system, unlike presidential system that is followed in United States, okay, are typified by a fusion of powers between the legislative and executive branches. So the prime minister is the chief executive under the parliamentary system. Okay, so the prime minister may be elected to the legislature in the same way that all other members are elected. Alright, so the prime minister is the leader of the party that wins the majority of vote. Alright, so he consists of the majority party. Okay, is the leader of the party that wins the majority of vote to the legislature. So that is either de facto, all right, or in some cases through an election that is held by the legislature. The prime minister also appoint the other cabinet minister, okay, under his ministry. Okay, so if he wins the majority, then he will take the majority party and then he will rule the government, and also he appoint the portfolio to different minister. Okay, so that is about the parliamentary system. Okay, so okay, now why do we need a parliament, or why parliament is necessary? So see, in all democracy, an assembly of elected representatives they exercise supreme political authority on behalf of the people. So in India, such as National Assembly of elected representative, they are also called as parliament. Okay, at the state level this is called legislature or legislative assembly. So the name may vary in different countries. All right, different countries may have different name, okay, for that. But such as assembly exists in every democracy, but wherever you go, assembly exists in every democratic country. All right, it exercises political authority on behalf of the people in many ways. All right, so we in India pride ourselves on being a democracy. All right, here we will try and understand the relation between the ideas of participation in decision making and the need for all democratic government to have the consent of their citizens. So it is this element that together make us a democracy, and this is the best expressed in the institution of the parliament. In this chapter, all right, so in this chapter we will try to see how the parliament enables citizens of India to participate in decision making and control the government, thus making it the most important a symbol of Indian democracy and a key features of the constitution. So you see that parliament they don't take decision on their own. In other words, they take the consent of the citizens. All right, they take the consent of the citizens. Okay, so why? Because it is the citizens, it is the people who elect the government or who elect the leader, right, to represent them. So parliament always take into consideration the voice of the people. Okay, so parliament is the final authority for making laws in any country. All right, and parliament all over the world they exercise some control over those who run the government. Okay, and parliament also they control all the money that government have. All right, in most country any of the public money can be spent only when the parliament sanctions it, because the authority is given to them by the citizens Alright, so also the parliament is the highest forum of discussion and debate on public issues and national policy in any country. Okay, so those are the freedoms and the need for parliament. Okay, so what is the role of parliament? Alright, so what are the role and the function of parliament? So it was created after 1947. Alright, the Indian parliament is an expression of the faith that the people of India have in principle of democracy. These are participation by people in the decision making process and government by consent. The parliament is our system in our system has immense powers because it is the representative of the people. They represent the people. Okay, in other words, elections to the parliament are held in similar manner as they are for the state legislature. All right. So in all democratic countries, okay, an assembly of elected representative has the power to govern on behalf of the people. Similarly, in India, we call this assembly the parliament. Okay, like parliament all over the country, it makes new laws, changes the old laws, and makes new one in their place. Alright, so the parliament can amend the constitution too. They can change the constitution too, okay, and they can bring about new laws. They can change about the old laws as well. Alright, those freedom lies with the parliament. So parliament all over the world control public finances. In most countries, any money raised from the people can be spent only after they are approved by the parliament. Okay, and also we know that the parliament they are the highest forum of discussion and debate about national policies and issue that is affecting the people. The parliament all over the world exercise control over those, okay, who govern the country. All right, so in some countries the chief executive is the president that is directly elected by the people. All right, there is a parliament also in this country, but its power are restricted to making laws and holding discussion. All right, so parliament in India consists of two houses. Okay, remember, the first is called the Lok Sabha and the second, okay, in Lok Sabha, okay, the first is called the Lok Sabha, that is the house of people. It is also called house of the people, which is directly elected by the people for a period of 5 years, whereas the second house is called the Rajya Sabha or the Council of States. Raja means state, okay. Rajya Sabha is the representative of the state in India. Okay, so please remember that one. So how does parliament function? How does a parliament functions? See, they make laws. The parliament they make laws on behalf of the people for the good government of our society. They also provide for the formation of government. They provide a forum for popular representation. They scrutinize the action of government. They delegate some of its lawmaking power to subordinate bodies. Decide what and how money is to be spent in the government. Okay, so those are the functions of the parliament. Okay, so in legislative on matters that falls within the central list, they are taken by the parliament. So the income and expenditure to be incurred by the central government are also approved and controlled by the union parliament. All right, the parliament alone has the power to amend the provision or change the provision laid down in the constitution of India, and the parliament also approve proclamation that is made by the president during the period of emergency. So whenever an emergency occurs in a country, the parliament they approve that. Okay, and also see, parliament also has power to create a new state or alter the name and boundary of an existing state. So all those freedom are given to the parliament, and that is how a parliament functions in a democratic country. Okay, so this is a function of parliament: legislative function, executive, financial, electoral function, power of removal, function regarding the amendment of the constitution, miscellaneous function. So these are the some of the function under which parliament operates. Now things to do. uh, Things to do, that is your homework for today. Okay, what changes would you bring about in the country if you won the election and had the power to rule India. So this is the work for you for today. Okay, so please write the given things to do into your notebook. So thank you, take care, stay safe, have a nice day.